Alright, so we're gonna do a cold start video. So there's the mileage. And go ahead and start her up. Like I said, radio, everything works. So.
Give him a hand. Thank you. I can have your attention.
Oh shit.
Don't mean to wait you.
Radio station here.
The hotline at People's Tax
There we go.
Relief to see if you qualify and get this
Radio
free
works.
information by dialing
AC heat works.
2521. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to
It's
pay
starting to
your
warm up a
personal
little
or
bit.
business-backed
Revs are
taxes,
got a lot of glare, so I apologize about that.
One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and
there we
save
go.
you thousands of dollars. To
So,
see if you qualify and to get this important
slowly dropping.
information, call 800.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood. Turn this off. And well, I'll show you the windows while we're at it. The windows work. That's from the driver's side control. This sunroof. So we got. Sorry, that works. And then this is the passenger window from the passenger control, so that works. I gotta pop the hood. Alright, so back under the engine, running. Super clean. I think we put a new battery in it. I know I remember replacing that terminal, but I think the battery's maybe newer, or maybe we put a new one in there. What we did do is full suspension in the front. So as you can see on both sides, the struts were replaced as well as the mounts. So that's all new. And then we did both stabilizer bar end links in the front of the car as well. So that's all new. Let me show you that one again. I mean, as you can see, it's running. It's started to warm up a little bit. The radiator's starting to get warm. I mean, it's still not really warm, but getting there. Yeah, I mean, it runs really, really, really well. Give it a little gas from up here. You can hear it. It's just waiting for a turbo. Just kind of looking under the hood, I mean, the radiator looks to have been probably serviced when they did this timing belt, I'm guessing. Now, it was done back in 13, but it was done at 100,000 miles, right on cue. And the car has 140,000 miles on it currently. The radiator, like I said, looks to have been replaced, and I'm judging that based on the condition of the radiator from the top, and then also the cap looks brand new as well. And overall, the fins, which I can't really show you in the picture, look to be in really good shape. Let's see, looking at your wires, I don't know if you can see that. So these were from 2010. So a little bit before the timing belt was done. So I would estimate they probably got about 50,000 miles on them. The distributor also, cap looks to be probably replaced around the same time, just judging from the color of the screws and the color of the plastic compared to the rest of the plastic on the car. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward under the hood. Like I said, it sounds great. Tires are in really good shape. These are on aftermarket rims, which are time period specific. They about what would have been on cars from the 90s, mid to late 90s. Cosmetic imperfection, which you might have saw on the walk around. That's probably from a cart. You can see it right there, how it's distorting the reflection, and that's most likely you could pop that out or pull it out, but it is there. I wanted to make sure I point that out, and you can kind of see it from different angles. About the size of maybe an old $50, right by the gas cap. Rear tires are in good shape too. The only other imperfection on the car, really, besides maybe taking the time to give it a good buff, you got some clear coat peeling on the rear bumper, so you can see that, and it looks a lot worse than it is. Because I'm super zoomed in on it. You may not even have noticed it on the first walk around, which was just kind of a very brief walk around. But I mean, you can see it here, and I've got the phone almost right up on it, where the clear is just kind of separated. Other than that, I mean, the gold badges are in really good shape. There's no clear coat fade on the top of the car. So that's usually indicative that at some point in its life it was garage kept. Let's see. There's a small, you may not even be able to see it because I can't even see it. Oh, there it goes. See it? Yeah, so I'll get out of the way. But there we go. I mean, that one's probably the size of a dime. Right on the hood. I just noticed it. Yeah, it drives beautifully. I myself have put probably about 50 miles on it. Yeah, so you can kind of see that clear coat fade in this angle at least. But other than that, that's it. Oh, you know what? I'll show you the coolant gauge again from the inside, and also just kind of where the idle finally settled to. So I apologize about this glare. I can't really help it. The sun's shining in. But yeah, it finally warmed all the way up. It's right where it should be. The rev RPM right around half, 500 to 750, which is right where it should be. Give it some gas. And the heat seems to be working pretty good. Oh, the screen here, I mean, you can kind of see it. It does work. It's just kind of got bad LCD cells across. You know, the glare is making it really hard to show, but it does work. So like I can kind of see what's on part of it, but just again wanted to point that out. I think what's most impressive is just the general interior condition. I mean, the driver's seat obviously needs some reupholstering. And there's a split on the rear seat right there. Some stitching. That's very common on these. The sun really is able to hit the tops of the rear seats and dry them out if they're not properly moisturized and sealed. But other than that, the steering wheel, the doors, even the carpet, all the wood grain trim, the headliner, passenger seat, all of that is just it's in really good shape, considering this is almost getting close to a 30-year-old car. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and send you a link for this, and if you got any additional questions, let me know.